Hi, I'm Barbara, and I teach yoga at the JCC on Sunday mornings. Memphis Jewish Community Center, Sunday mornings. Hello to everyone. I hope you can join me, or I hope you are joining me. This is a recorded video class. And to get started, just make sure you've got, your mat. Make sure you have a blanket to sit on or a cushion to sit on. Couch cushions are good because they're dense. For those of you who have trouble sitting in Sukhasana, a dense cushion is better. And block, strap, or a strap can also be a scarf that you can pull, or a man's tie works really well. That's good for stretching. A towel is fine too. So not a giant towel, but just like some kind of a hand towel would be good also. So with all of that being said, and then I think I said blocks, a block or a book can be a block. So you could grab a hard, thick book, that would work. Okay, so with all that being said, let's talk about our intention here. And that would be to find, especially with the times being a little bit upside down right now, or maybe a lot upside down. The universe does feel pretty upside down. It's different. It's not what we're accustomed to. So maybe we need to find some grounding, and sitting in Sukhasana or lying on your back with your knees bent to come into your breath. That way is fine too, if this isn't comfortable for you like at all. So you can always lie on your back. Just know you can do that. And also know that you can always rest. You don't have to do the whole practice. You listen to your body. If you feel pain, if you need to come out of something, then come out of it and rest, or modify, switch it into something else. It's really your practice. I'm just here to guide you. And hopefully you'll enjoy this time that we have together. It should be enjoyable. And so let's get started with the breath. And like I said, you could always lie on your back for breathing, and that's totally fine. So when I talk about breathing, I'm talking about inhaling through your nose and then exhaling out your nose. So try to locate that. If you can't breathe through your nose, if you try to, it may clear out. If you cannot, then do what you have to do for breathing, because you don't want to hold your breath. So what we're going to do for grounding and for calming in this upside down time that we're in is actually pressing those sitting bones equally down into the mat, into the floor, and then lengthening up through the crown of your head, and try to get your spine nice and tall. And if you're on your back, the same thing. Just feel the floor underneath your spine, underneath your shoulders, and just take that moment just to feel grounded with your feet planted and your knees bent if you're on your back. So from here, we're going to take the fingers, the thumb and the forefinger together to help us concentrate, and you kind of press into those fingers. And then you're going to come into a breath of a count of inhaling through your nostrils to 5, holding for 5, and releasing the breath for the count of 5 out the nostrils. If 5 is too difficult, do a count to 3 or 4. That's totally fine, but just keep it even. Inhale to 4, hold for 4, release for 4. So let's get started. And we'll do this 4 more times. Allow the belly to fill up with air. On that inhalation, the belly, the side ribs. Two more full breaths into the belly, into the side ribs. so from here, let's inhale the arms up, bring the palms together. This time we're going to exhale out the mouth. And we're going to do that 2 more times. 2 cleansing breaths. Inhale through your nose, fill up the belly with air. Exhale, blow it out your mouth. 1 more time. Inhale through the nostrils. Exhale, blow it out the mouth. Good. So last one. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, Sukasana Twist. So this is just a soft gaze over your back shoulder, and we're going to stay with 3 full breaths as we hold this pose. Inhale back to center, and then exhale to the other side. Good. Inhaling back to center, and then forward fold. And reach out through your fingertips. Stay with the breath here, nice stretch. Your hands can be on a block. You can bring yourself up higher if you need to. Good, and then from here, let's walk our hands over to the right and take that inner hand and stack it on top of the outer hand and just take a nice stretch here. Now, if you're on your back, because this is not comfortable for you, just hug your knees into your chest while we're doing this movement. You can just keep hugging the knees in and gently rocking on your spine. So that's something else you can do if you need to come out of Sukhasana, out of this cross-legged pose. Good. Walking the hands over to the other side now. Like I said, you can take a block with you and do it with a block or 2 blocks if you need to come up higher. And just breathe here for a moment. Good. Walk your hands back to center, stretch it out, and then walk your hands all the way up. Take the legs straight out in front of you. So for those of you who have a hard time sitting straight up like this, there's a wall behind you, hopefully. You can back up to the wall, and the wall will help you sit straight. So from here, we're going to flex our feet up. Gosh, I hope the bottoms of my feet aren't just dirty because I've been on my porch today, and they might be. Okay. If they are, please excuse that if you can see it. Anyway, flex your feet up. Your toes, stretch them out. Notice your toes for a moment. We use feet a lot in yoga. They're very important. And then push down through your sitting bones. I want you to find that grounding again. And I want you to draw your shoulders back and down, away from your ears. Good. So we're in staff pose right now. And just stay with your breath here for a moment. Sitting nice and tall, heart center is lifted. Find that breath again. Breathe into the pose. You should feel really strong because you're pushing down through your sitting bones and lengthening up through the crown of your head. Good. Now from here, we'll do our first stretch. I'm going to use the scarf. I do have a yoga strap, but I'm going to use a scarf because I'm pretending like I don't. So I'm holding on to that scarf, wrapping around the balls of my feet, and I'm just gently pulling forward, but just very gentle because we haven't really warmed up a whole lot yet. So just stay with the breath here for a moment. And some of you, if you feel flexible enough, you certainly can take your peace sign fingers and hook them around your toes. So that was just the modification. And just stay with the breath here for a moment. So you're just getting a really nice stretch. Good. And now we're going to come into a seated twist. So we're going to take that right hand to the outside of the right shin, or you can take it to the outside of your foot and hook your foot if you have that flexibility. And then just a soft gaze over your back shoulder. And keep breathing here. Nice soft breath again, in through your nostrils, out through your nostrils. Good, release it. And then come to the other side, same thing. So the hand can go to the outside of your calf. Soft gaze over the back shoulder. Good, release it. Great, so from here, let's come on to all fours. I'm putting a blanket down. You can too if you need it for your knees. My knees are a little sensitive. I broke my kneecap a while back. Still a little sensitive. Come down to all fours. Spread your fingers nice and wide. You really want to notice those fingers, those hands working for you, and the grounding that you feel through your finger pads. So press into your thumb, your middle finger. Inhale, chin up. Exhale, round into the spine. Inhale. Exhale. And so continue inhaling and exhaling, moving in and out of cat and cow. Let's get the spine warmed up. Inhale through your nostrils. Exhale, draw your navel up towards the spine. Nice strong core center. And so try and focus on that navel. And that will create a nice sense of energy and empowerment for your mind. Good. From here, we're going to go into downward facing dog. I'm clocking my hands out a little bit because of I'm a mess. I had a broken wrist and a broken kneecap. So I'm clocking my hands out a little bit to release the pressure. Curl your toes under, lift your hips up and back. So from here, let's take 5 full breaths. We're going to inhale through the nose, exhale. Draw the navel in towards the spine as you press the weight of your body back towards the heels of your feet. So let's energize this pose with the breath. 5 full breaths. Here we go. Pressing the weight of your body back towards the heels of your feet, firming into those outer arms. Pressing into those finger pads. Good. From here, inhale to a plank position. Hold your plank for 3 full breaths. Try to breathe into the upper back a little bit, kind of pushing up through the upper back towards the ceiling. Good. From here, drop to your knees. Inhale, up dog. We'll hold it here for 3 full breaths. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Lift the heart center towards the ceiling. 3 full breaths. Press into your thumb, your middle finger. Good. Now coming back, draw the navel in towards the spine. Take the arms out wide and come into child's pose. Take those knees out wide to the outer edges of the mat. Draw your tailbone down towards the heels of your feet. And then take your forehead to the mat and take 3 more full breaths into your belly. from here, let's walk our hands over to the right side. We're going to open up the left side body. Breathe here. Into the left side ribs. Good, and then walk your hands over to the other side, to the left. Stack that right hand on top of the left. And take 3 more full breaths. Inhale through your nose, exhale out your nose. Good, inhale back to center, come to all fours, and we're going to come into extended cow, balance. So we're pressing into the left hand, the fingers are spread wide, reaching out through the right fingertips and reaching out through the left toes. Finding that balance, a soft gaze out in front of you, and stay with your breath again. For those of you who want to take this a step further, you can reach back for your ankle or your foot and come into upward cow. And breathe here. Nice breath again. Nice soft focus. Finger pads are working for you. Find that grounding through your finger pads. Press into your thumb, your middle finger. Keep the tension out of your wrist by energizing the fingers. Good, release it. Let's go back to child's pose. Take the knees wide, press all the way back, reach out through your fingertips. Take your forehead to a block or to the mat. Two more full breaths in child's pose. Filling up those side ribs. Inhale back to all fours. So now my right hand is going to press into the mat, extending through my left fingertips and my right toes for extended cow. Stay with your breath here. Nice soft focus, soft gaze. Strong reach through your fingertips. Back leg is strongly reaching towards the wall behind you. Keep breathing. Nice balancing here. And then if you want to take it to the next level, grab your ankle, reach it back. And come into upward cow. Breathe here. Good, release it. From here, back to down dog now. Curl the toes under, lift the hips up and back. Good, so I'm removing my blanket because I'm getting ready to work on the mat a little bit more. And let's kick that right leg up towards the ceiling for down dog splits. Stay with your breath. Keep pushing those toes up towards the ceiling. Good. From here, we're going to draw that right knee in towards the front of the mat, towards your chest. Inhale, push it back up again. Draw it back in. Good, and then this time we're going to step that right foot to the front of the mat. And we're in a nice low lunge. So from here, I'm going to take my block in my left hand, and I'm going to rotate my right arm up towards the ceiling for Parsvottanasana. Keep breathing. Take that right hand, wrap it around the back of your waist. Gently draw your right shoulder back. And breathe. Connect with your breath again. As you can see, I like to hold poses. I think that creates a lot of strength. Good. From here, I want you to frame that front foot. We're going to step the back foot up to meet the front. Forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Uttanasana, reach towards the ceiling. Good. Take another inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. And then go ahead and step that right foot back. And then step your left foot back. And back to downward facing dog. Good. From here, we're going to kick that left leg up towards the ceiling and hold it for 3 full breaths. Down dog splits. Keep breathing. Push it up there nice and strong. Reach through your fingertips. Engage your glutes, or especially your left glute. Good. Then from here, we're going to inhale the knee towards the front of the mat. Inhale it back up. Breathe in and out towards the front of the mat. Back up again. Bring it in towards the front of the mat. This time you're going to step it off. And we'll come into Parsvottanasana to the other side. I'm taking my block. You can use a block or a book, or your hand can be to the floor. But with my wrist issue, it feels better having it draped over a block. Rotate your left arm up to the ceiling. Parsvottanasana, hold it here. We're going to take a bind with that left arm, wrap it around the back of your waist. Gently draw your left shoulder back. Take 3 full breaths in the pose. Good. From here, go ahead and frame that front foot. On your next inhale, step the back foot up. Forward fold. But this time, we're just going to grab the elbows and just hang here for a moment. Good. Press into your feet, bend into your knees. Let your chest rest on your thighs. Then push through your feet. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale the arms down. Good. So I'm going to get a sip of water. You can too. You can shake your legs out for a minute. Roll your shoulders. Great. Okay, so from here, a little bit of stretch movement. We're going to have the feet hip-width apart. Inhale the arms overhead. Hold it here, nice and long. Really reach towards that ceiling. Uttanasana. Then from here, we're going to bend into the knees, wrap the arms around the back of the knees, and then look towards your feet and straighten your knees up. Bend back into your knees, chest rests on the thighs. Find the grounding again, that grounding we talked about in the beginning. Push through the feet to rise back up. Inhale up. Good, and once again, back down, bend into the knees as you come down. Feet are hip width apart. Feet are pressing equally into the mat. Wrap your arms around the back of the knees. Straighten. Nice stretch here. Bend back into the knees. Chest is resting on the thighs. Push through your feet equally. Inhale, come up. Good. Once again, all the way back down, bending into the knees. Straighten. Bend into your knees. Push through your feet. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale. Good, release it. Roll your shoulders one at a time. Roll them up and back. And then roll them together. And then roll them back and forward. Good, release any tension there. Good. So from here, I'm just checking my time. From here, we're going to take the feet wide. Turn the toes out and come into a nice wide squat. Temple and Goddess pose is next. So, activating those quads. Think about the muscles around the knees, lifting towards the top of the thigh. As you press through your feet, spread your toes wide, push into your big toe, push into your toe pads. Feel that connection again, feel that grounding. Good. Lift the heart center. From here, the arms go out to the sides, nice and strong. Just for a moment, let's sweep those arms up. Inhale up, exhale back down again. We'll do that a few times. Inhale firm into your inner thighs. Exhale back down. Inhale, palms up. Exhale back down again, just to get those knees ready for what's coming. Inhale up, exhale back down. Good. So from here, we're going to take that right hand to the right ankle and rotate the left arm up towards the ceiling. Breathe here. Now, modification, of course, forearm to the thigh. You can certainly do that. Some of you are probably like, why didn't she show me that first? I don't know. I just wanted it to be hard first, I guess. Find your breath. But I'm going to hold my ankle and make it a little more challenging. Good. Then you're going to take that top arm, wrap it around the back of your waist, taking a bind here. Draw your left shoulder back as you softly gaze towards the ceiling. And breathe. Good, release it. Woo, inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, blow it out your mouth. 2 more cleansing breaths. Inhale, sweep it up. And when I say inhale, I mean through the nostrils. Exhale, blow it out your mouth. Cleansing breath, inhale through the nostrils, and exhale, blow it out the mouth. Good, back to your squat. So make sure that those knees are pointing in the direction of your second toes. I should have mentioned that too. You don't want your knees to fall in. You want to keep them open. So from here, we're going to go to the other side. Sliding the left hand down to the ankle or modifying and putting your forearm onto the top of your thigh. Hold it here. Keep breathing. Let the breath energize you. Let the grounding of your feet energize you. Take that top arm, wrap it around the back of your waist. Gently draw your right shoulder back. Good, coming back to center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, blow it out your mouth. 2 more cleansing breaths. You're going to be filled up with oxygen, which will really wake up your brain. Inhale through the nostrils. Exhale, blow it out the mouth. Good. So from here, we're going to heel toe in a little bit. And we're going to come down to prayer squat. Some of you may just be here. That's fine. You might not go any further than that. See if you can get down. Open those knees out with your elbows. Press your palms together. Once again, you're going to feel that grounding in your feet. Grounding to the earth, that connection. And then think about pulling the lower bandha up. The pelvic floor lifts. Engage the breath into the pose. Think about lengthening up through the crown of your head. Stay with your breath here. I know it's not so easy. And remember, you can rest at any time if you need to come out of a pose. Good. We're going into Malasana, wrapping the arms around the back of the ankles and opening up those inner thighs. Sometimes a modification would be with your hands to 2 blocks or 2 books behind you. That might help you get down better. I should have said that too, but now I'm saying it. Stay here with your breath. Good. Release it. Come up. Sweep the arms up. Exhale. Okay, so we're going to come into Trikhanasana next. And I'm going to come to it from a wide Tadasana, a wide mountain pose. So taking your arms out to the sides, from here, I want you to find that grounding again. And for some people, just holding your arms out for a moment is very strengthening. So I want you to really reach through your fingertips. Lift your heart center up towards the ceiling. Find the grounding through your feet. Take a moment here. Pull the shoulder blades towards the spine, but keep the shoulders dropped down, away from your ears. Take a moment to feel the muscles across your upper back by drawing those shoulder blades in. Lifting the heart center and really having that really nice posture. Good. Keep breathing here. And then from here, I want you to turn your front foot out and turn your back foot in about 45 degrees more or less. If you need to widen your stance, you can always heel toe your front foot forward. Because when you come down here, you want your knee perpendicular. You want that perpendicular shape with your front leg. And you want your knee behind your toes. So we're in Warrior 2 now. We are heading for Trikhanasana. So let's straighten that front knee. Lift up through the waist. And then we'll glide forward. And this is where you might want a block or a book to hold on to. You put it to your outer ankle. Take your hand to it. And then rotate up towards the ceiling. But you might want to just put your hand to your shin or your ankle. Or you may, some of you like that really can reach so deeply. I'm so short-waisted. My legs are longer than my upper torso. So for me, it's better on my ankle. But some of you who are longer-waisted can reach the outside of your foot to the mat, your hand to the mat, to the outside of that right foot. Think about firming into your inner thighs and firming into your outer hips and pressing into that back foot to find stability. The outer edge of the back foot even. Stay with your breath. And we're going to take that top arm, wrap it around the back of the waist, and gently draw your left shoulder back. And keep breathing here. Connect the breath into the pose. Good. From here, we're going to rotate. Rotate. Frame that front foot. Now, some of you may need those blocks on either side in order to frame. So you'd need that extra lift here. 2 blocks, 2 books, 2 blocks. And then from here, we're going to hop that back foot in. And we're heading for Parsvottanasana. So this is a balanced standing pose where the feet are about 2 feet apart from each other and they're staggered a little bit. They're not one right behind the other. You need to have them somewhat hip width apart. From here, you don't want to move your feet, but you want to engage your feet into the mat. Take your hands into either a reverse prayer or just hold your forearms behind your back. Keep pulling away with your feet without moving them as you slowly make your way up onto that skateboard or that balance board or a surfboard. You can pretend you're on a surfboard. So you're pushing without moving the feet. You're pushing the front foot forward and pulling the back foot back, and you're engaging your hamstrings. We're going to lift the heart center, and we're going to flow with this, coming forward again, pulling away with the feet in opposite direction without moving them. So those feet are really, that grounding is really working in your favor. So we'll go up and down a few times. Stay with your breath. Really feeling those hamstrings activate. The last one, we're going to reach forward and come into Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3, by grabbing the floor in front of you with your hands, kicking that back foot up. The back leg is straight behind you, nice and strong, pushing through the heel of the foot, and the toes are pointing downward. From here, you have a choice to come up if you want to into a balance. Good, and then all the way back to standing. Exhale. Whew. Okay, you deserve some more water, or at least I deserve some more water. That's very warming. Sometimes the slower you go, the harder it is actually. That is how I feel anyway. So we're going to go back to that wide Tadasana and take all of this to the other side. I'm checking my time. Holding the hands, arms out, feeling the grounding through your feet. Good. You're going to turn that front foot out, the back foot in. We're going to the other side. We'll start heading down towards Warrior 2. Make sure I keep heel toeing out because I really want to make sure my knee and my ankle are in one line. So I'm holding it here for a moment and then straightening. Push into the outer edge of that back foot. Find your stability, your grounding. Lift up through your waist and come into Trikhanasana. Think about lifting from the pelvic floor. Think about hugging the inner thighs towards each other. Find your breath. Allow the breath to fill up the pose. Take that top arm, wrap it around the back of your waist. Taking a bind here, gently drawing your right shoulder back. Soft gaze. Good. Stay with it, stay with the breath. Firm into those inner thighs. That will help you hold your stance, but find that grounding again through your feet. Release your arm back up towards the ceiling. Take it by your ear, rotate your chest towards your front leg. This is where you may need those blocks, those books. Bring that front foot, hop it in. Good. So you're about 2 feet apart here, preparing for Parsvottanasana. From here, making sure the hips are squared across. So if your hip is pulling forward, you want to pull down that front leg. You want to pull that hip back to meet the opposite hip. And then pulling away with the feet, take your arms around the back of your waist, or come into reverse prayer arms or hands, getting a nice stretch in the fingers and the wrists. And then we'll come forward again. Keep pulling away with the feet, finding that balance. Finding that connection down into the earth through your feet. Inhale, back up. Heart center is lifted. Exhale, back down. This is kind of tough on my wrist, so I'm just going to grab my forearms. It's good for it, though. It wakes it up. Good. And back down again. Scoop your belly in. Strong core. Release the arms. Reach out in front of you. I may have to back up so my head doesn't go into the window. From here, we're going to step up into Warrior 3. Point the toes down towards the mat. So that back leg is nice and strong. You're pushing through the heel of the back leg. Take your time and make your balance. Come up for your balance. Good, release it. And shake it out. Okay, so speaking of balance, for mindfulness, calming, grounding, tree pose is the best. So I do have a tree right in front of me. I've got a window right here, and I'm going to focus on that tree. So I'm going to step into my left foot. I may even hold on to the wall for a second. I want to get my foot up to my inner thigh. I'm going to press the heel of my foot into the crease at the top of my inner thigh. You don't have to. You can even keep your foot here to your ankle. You could put your toes on the floor and just have the foot pressed against the opposite foot like this. Whatever works best for you for balance. You could even just let one foot hover off the floor with the legs straight. I'm going to go to the classic pose with my foot all the way up. And then we'll be very quiet for a moment as we focus on balance, grounding, and mindfulness, and calm. I'm releasing this first side. Of course, there's a lot of shaking going on because I'm on so much cushion. I'm in a room with carpet and then a mat. So I'm so cushioned, I really have to work that balance. It's easier on a hard floor, of course. So if you could step off a rug and switch to a hard floor, it'll be much easier to do your balancing that way. But I'm trying to meet the challenge of all this cushion, so I'm going to go with it. So I'm going to the other side now. And I'm going to stay facing this way because I do have a nice tree in front of me. So just the foot presses against the leg presses against the foot. And then try to just soften into your pose once you're there. Soften the breath, soften your facial muscles. Find that peace and quiet in your mind. Just try to be present with where you are right now. Hopefully it's not bad energy, like you're beating yourself up because you're not finding balance. If you don't find balance, don't worry about it. You can just stand tall with both feet on the mat in mountain pose. And just stand tall and come into a relaxed state of mind that way. Just in good posture. Good, release it and shake it out. You want to get a little more water. I'm extra thirsty today. It's really dry outside today. At least it's not raining. And the tree pollen is extreme and I'm super allergic, so I have to keep drinking. The water's good for you. It's good for your muscles, good for the oxygen levels in your body. Okay, so now we're going to come down to the mat. And from here, we're going to hug the knees. I'm going to put my blanket back out on my mat just to give my back some more cushion, which is good. And then, well, forget that. My glasses got hooked. Okay, coming back to the mat. Sorry about that. Hug your knees in towards your chest. And gently rock on your spine. You can see me okay. I need to fix something. Hang on. There we go. So gently rock on your spine. You're going to come into a full happy baby, grabbing the bottoms of your feet. If you can't grab the bottoms of your feet, grab behind your knees. Pull them towards your shoulders. Good. Grab the feet. Again, if you can, grab the feet. Good. So from here, I want you to plant your feet on the mat. I want you to take your right leg up towards the ceiling. The left foot is planted into the mat. I want you to cross at the knees. So that right leg is crossing over your left. Scoot your hips to the right and let both knees fall over to the left side. And the right arm reaches out to the side so that your collarbone is nice and open. Both your shoulder blades are reaching towards the mat. And this is such a nice deep spinal twist. Let the breath fill up this pose. Inhale and exhale. Think about the breath going up and down your spine, into your hips. Breathing in and out of your nostrils, both shoulder blades reaching towards the mat. Good, release it. And then take that left leg up, cross it over the right knee. Scoot your hips to the left a little bit, and then let both knees fall over to the right. Arms are out to the sides. You can always take your hand to the top of the knee and push it down a little bit more if you want a little more stretch. So just stay there for a moment. I need to unhook my glasses. I can't believe they got hooked up. Okay, I got them. Goodness gracious. Okay. Stay here for a moment in that twist. Enjoy it. Good. Then come back onto your back, and what I want you to do then is if you need your strap, I'll tell you what, actually just get your strap. Take it around the ball of your foot, and let's just get a really nice stretch here. Try to relax your neck and your shoulders. If you don't have a strap or anything, you can just hold onto your leg wherever you reach it. You can even take your peace sign fingers to your big toe and hold it here. And keep that shoulder relaxed down, away from your, don't scrunch up. That's where a strap comes in handy, because then you can pull the shoulders back down towards the mat and keep that tension out of your neck and your shoulders. So from here, we're going to take the leg out to the side and open up that inner thigh. And if you prefer to use your hand, you can take your peace sign fingers to your big toe and do it this way. But I want you to try to keep the backs of your hips planted into the mat, both sides. That left side wants to pop up. See if you can draw it back down. Connect the back of the hips equally into the mat. Good, bring the leg back up, and we'll take it to the other side. So whatever you do, and those of you who this is really difficult to stretch, you can keep the knee bent on the opposite leg and keep the foot planted. That'll make it easier for you to stretch. That's fine too. Or peace sign fingers, big toe, straight leg, a little deeper. Stay with the breath. The stretch feels so good. Getting those hamstrings open. Take the leg out to the side. Breathe here. That right hip's trying to pop up. I want to plant it. I want to square my hips. Keep my shoulders relaxed. Good, back up to the ceiling. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Good, and then from here, let's go ahead and just gently rock up. Come all the way back up to standing for a moment. Let me just check my time on here. Okay, we're good. Okay, so now I want you to go ahead and one last pose. This will be our finale. I'm going to let you choose if you want to do something else. I'm going to do Setu Bandha. You can do a full bridge if you want to do, if you have a full bridge practice or back bend practice, or you can do a shoulder stand. But I'm going to take it into Setu Bandha, take us into Setu Bandha. But if you want to change it and do something else, then do something else. Like I said, this is a good time to do a full back bend if you really want to. Setu Bandha, feet are hip width apart, tuck those shoulder blades underneath. Push up. Hold it here. Once you're here, interlace your hands underneath your back. And if you're doing a full bridge, just be very mindful that you're careful with your back. So stay with the breath here for a moment. Keep breathing. Push, so the feet aren't moving, but I want you to ground back into those feet again. Push away with the feet so that your chest glides towards your chin. Hands are interlaced under your body. Good, release it. Slowly come down one vertebrae at a time. Hug the knees back towards the chest. Gently rock on the spine. And after a back bend, it's always good to do another spinal twist. So let's go ahead and with the knees stacked, let's let the knees fall to the side. Take 3 more full breaths here. Inhale the knees back to center. Let them fall to the other side. And take 3 more full breaths, but keep those shoulder blades reaching towards the mat. Good. So from here, we have not stretched our quad out, so let's do that. Grab the ankle. Just get a nice stretch here. Once you're here, if this is enough, for some of you, I know many of my students, just being on the side body is enough. If you want it deeper, flip over and get a good stretch here. The more you press into the hip point on that side, the more you're going to feel it. Release it. Let's take it to the other side. And then flip it over. For stretching the hips, let's just roll onto the back body. If you prefer to do pigeon, you know how to do pigeon. You can go into pigeon pose. This is basically the same thing, you're just on your back. Thread the needle. So you're crossing that right ankle in front of the left knee, reaching your right arm through your triangle to the back of the knee. Left arm wraps around. And if I spin myself around, you can see it better this way. I'm taking my hands to the top of my knee because I need a deeper stretch. And just breathe here. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Maybe turn your head right to left a few times, or left to right, just to kind of release that tension up there in the neck, and nice range of motion as you stretch your hip. And then going to the other side. That left ankle in front of the right knee, reaching my left hand through that triangle between my legs, and grabbing the back of the knee, interlace both hands to the back of the knee or on top of the knee. I kind of like to rock with it sometimes. It just feels really soothing to me. And you can turn your head from side to side. Good, that's it. Give it a stretch, maybe both legs straight up to the ceiling for a moment. Relax your shoulders. And go ahead and set yourselves up for Savasana, your final resting pose. So I'm near a wall and I love taking my legs up the wall. I also love putting a block underneath my back. It really makes it feel good. So you could be here, or you can just lie out flat on your mat. So choose what you prefer. And if you're lying flat, if you have back issues, you can always roll up a towel and put it underneath your knees or a blanket. But take the time to, stop me, go get a blanket, go get a bolster for under your legs. Just pause this, and then you can come back and do Savasana in however position you want to, whether it's legs up the wall or lying flat here. Or if you're near a sofa, you could put your legs up on the sofa like this, and that's a really comfortable way to go into it. So those are suggestions pause me for a moment and then get yourself settled. Get a blanket, cover yourself, and get yourself nice and warm. So now that you're in Shavasana, go ahead and take 3 cleansing breaths. I'm going to talk you through it. I want you to inhale through your nostrils, exhale, blow it out your mouth. Inhale through the nostrils, exhale, blow it out the mouth. One more time, one more cleansing breath. And then from here, I want you to take a swallow to release your throat muscle. Then soften your facial muscles. Soften your brow. Relax your neck and your shoulders. Soften your arms, your wrists, your hands. Soften your belly. Let the belly fill up with air. Just like a baby's breath. How babies, if you watch them, the bellies go up and down because they just get that nice full air into their entire body. Nice full breath. And relax your hips. Soften the hips. Soften your thighs. Soften your kneecaps, your calves, your ankles. Relax your toes. Relax your fingers. Relax and soften your wrists. And then think about that space between your brow, the third eye. And maybe take your breath there and just breathe in and out of that space. Softening the brow. Softening your thoughts. And maybe you can find that space between your thoughts where you're not clinging to them, not severely clinging to anything at this moment. Just noticing maybe the air that surrounds you. Noticing the in-breath and the out-breath. And the softness of that breath. And just observing your thoughts, not clinging to them. Noticing the stillness that surrounds you. And the stillness within inside of you. The in-breath and the out-breath as you go deeper into relaxation. And then on your next inhalation, stretch out through your fingers. Stretch out through your toes, wiggle those toes, wiggle the fingers to reawaken your body. And then from here, If you're lying, if your legs are up the wall, maybe push back away from the wall. Just sweep your arms overhead. Lengthen out your body. Lengthen out your spine. Really grow a little bit taller for a moment. Stretch just through the right side. Reach through the right fingertips, the right toes. Reach through the left side, the left fingertips, the left toes. Good, and then just gently draw your knees back in towards your chest. Coming back to Abanasana. Gently rock on your spine. And then from here, just let your knees fall over. Cradle yourself to one side. And I don't care which side you go to, whichever way your body tells you to go. And just cradle yourself there for a moment. And just take a moment to be grateful for all that your body can do for you. And just maybe send yourself a positive message at this moment. Something that makes you feel connected. Just being grateful for whatever it is. As you gently make your way back to sitting, coming back to Sukhasana, and let's bring our hands together in Anjali Mudra, and we'll take our thumbs to the third eye for a moment, to your center of intuition and wisdom. And let's breathe into that space and find that grounding again, and find that calm again. Good, and then from here, taking your hands to your heart center, your thumbs are pointing towards your heart. Sending compassion, health, wisdom, and peace to ourselves and to the universe. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I hope it was beneficial.